flag. Why is everyone sleeping? Because it's literally 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. Sheesh. At least it's like 5 p.m. over where I'm at, so that gives me, you know, energy. Anywho, so here we go. I just started the recording of the VOD, so if YouTube's copyright bots don't immediately decide to hate me, the full VOD will be posted on my YouTube channel, and will be announced in the Pegasus Cup Discord when that is done. So yeah, we're just waiting. 2 minutes of tolerance time remaining before Logic kicks off the match. So, as previously established, your referee for tonight will be the founder of the league, Logic. Your caster will be myself, yours truly, Kakatili. I have no co-caster tonight. Our two teams, once again, for people just tuning in, is Intellectuals Asia Pacific and Intellectuals Europe. Despite the fact that they're from the same organization, the match fixing clause prevents them from operating together, which means that they are forced to operate as independent entities, and therefore this match will still be interesting. You could also think of this as like a World Cup kind of situation, Battle of the Regions. So that should be fun. Some lead news while we wait. Season 2, I can't give much information, but we do know that it's going to completely reform the league as a whole. Tentatively, we are thinking of moving up from being a Tier 3 league to being a Tier 2 league, meaning that teams will need to have some competitive experience before joining. What the? That's a bit early, Logic hasn't even said the script yet. Nuh-uh. What is happening? You guys don't know. Okay, what in the world? Where's the lineups? Hold all requests. Yeah, I was expecting that. So yes, it looks like Logic is going to start kicking things off over here. I'm also going to turn on the playlist looping. There we go. Sorry, I haven't streamed in a hot minute, so I'm still trying to figure out this whole Twitch thing. Give me a break. Just purchased a new gaming headset, $15 from Walgreens. Cheap Chinese knockoff, but hey, whatever. It works, so it works. Logic has officially ended tolerance, which means the match will officially begin shortly. In chat, type out who you think will win. Asia Pacific or Europe. I ran a Twitter poll on Monday asking who would win, APAC or EU. 79% said Asia Pacific would win, 20% said that Europe would win. So Intellectuals Asia Pacific is your crowd favorite to win. I'm also typing out that question in case it doesn't get addressed. So I will read out the referee script in case you have a hard time reading it. Hello and welcome to Grand Finals of Pegasus Cup Season 1. My name is Logic and I'll be the admin for the Grand Finals between Intellectuals Asia Pacific and Intellectuals Europe. The format is as follows: Set 1, 2v2 best of 3 with bans. Set 2, 1v1 best of 3 duels, no card repeats. Set 3, 3v3 King of the Hill, no bans. Set 4, 1v1 best of 3 duels, no card repeats. Set 5, 1v1 best of 5 with bans. It looks like Intellectuals APAC will be True Blue based on the fact that he is asking Intellectuals APAC to request. So Intellectuals Asia Pacific will be your True Blue for tonight's match, and will always be on the bottom. And he's just reiterating the rulebook that's already available. So it looks like the lineup will be Mako and this other guy I can't pronounce. I'm so sorry. Sparkles versus Bowser plus High. Bands are Tornado and Goblin Barrel. And match number 1 is underway. Intellectuals Asia Pacific on the bottom, Intellectuals Europe on the top. This is the set best of 3 2v2. Your bands are Tornado and Goblin Barrel. Both are very common 2v2 cards, so a match without them is going to look very interesting. We are not going to be seeing that very meta double barrel deck that we usually see in 2v2 sets. We're thinking more beatdown now. Stuff like Mega Knight, Giant Skeleton, Rocket. And it looks like Zappies is coming out for Asia Pacific. Zappies is a very common 2v2 card, pairs well with the Inferno Dragon. However, the Baby Dragon is going to take out that Inferno and the Zappies too with the help of the Princess Tower. And now it looks like everything's even out. See, I predicted correctly. It is an aerial beatdown. Lava Hound, Inferno Dragon coming in for Asia Pacific, Lumber Loon coming in for Europe. The balloon is going to connect and deal some heavy damage with the help of Rage. It looks like it is going to be tower down already, and Europe will have a 1-0 lead going into the first minute and a half of this battle. The question is though, can Europe defend this lava Inferno push? They used an emergency defensive freeze, however that Night Witch on the left hand side is proven to be a struggle. That Mega Minion coming out desperately, but wasn't enough. The tower goes down. Left hand tower for Europe is on 200 health, not looking very healthy. So it looks like that push did come in clutch over there. That Lumberloon push pales in comparison to a good lava push. Left-hand tower for Europe is now down to 115. Mega Knight goes in the back for Europe, along with a Fisherman. Inferno Dragon comes out for Asia Pacific, as well as some Zappies. Baby Dragon comes out to counter both, however, it looks like the Inferno will take out the Mega Knight unless further action is taken. Further action is taken with the E-Wiz, however, it targets the Flying Machine instead of the Inferno Dragon, and also that Lightning renders it useless anyway. Fireball coming out to wipe out that entire push for Europe. Lava Hound going in the pocket. Graveyard coming out for Europe as a last-ditch effort, however that Royal Recruit is going to stop that effort right in its tracks. So it looks like Game 1 is definitely going to go to Intellectuals Asia Pacific in this first best of 3 set. A very exciting start. Also, just a reminder that if you enjoy my casting, feel free to leave me a follow. I'll be doing a lot of casting for a lot more matches, because I am now a partnered creator with Angelic Esports, meaning that a lot of Angelic matches I'm going to be casting. I also play rhythm games like Eterna and Osimania on this channel as well. I just photoshopped together a brand new overlay today just for that. Alright, it looks like there's some drama in Discord. And Logic is shutting those down. 2 minutes to request. There's some internal drama going down. I'm not even going to worry about it right now. All we need to worry about is this epic match. 2 minutes for Europe to accept. So at 5:18 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, 11:18 Eastern Daylight Time, 1 minute remaining to accept. Hang on, I gotta sell something. Anyway. Oh shit. Me performing my administrative duties made me miss the first 30 seconds of the match. I'm a terrible streamer, but it looks like nothing much happened, just that a lava push has started on the Europe side, along with a lightning, so it looks like the deck picks have reversed from match number 1. Looks like Europe is running with a lava miner configuration going on, and it looks like Asia Pacific is running more of a lumberloon configuration, so a complete reversal of the decks. Can Europe defend this baby dragon Ewiz push? The answer is yes. All damage prevented except for spell damage. Asia Pacific's tower is now down to 1675 on the right hand side, and Europe's tower is down to 2462 on the same side. Left side towers unaffected. Yes, I'm sorry, chat. I was just doing administrative duties. Chill. Anyway, Lava Night Witch push coming down from Europe once again. APAC has to meet up with a response. Europe Inferno Dragons to Mega Knight. Asia Pacific uses an Inferno Dragon of their own, completely ignoring the right hand side, thinking that the Musketeer got it, but the Musketeer does not got it. The Fireball plus that bat is going to take out that Musketeer. Arrows take out the bats and the pups, however that damage is severe. That tower is severely damaged, all the way down to 875. Mega Knight goes in the back for Asia Pacific to try and get some sort of damage going. So far, Asia Pacific has failed to get any significant damage at all on Europe's towers, meaning that 99% chance that this is going to go to Game 3, making this very interesting. Goblin Cage as a last-ditch defense. Graveyard Freeze coming out to take that tower down really low. Balloon gets a connection, making that the first tower to go down in this match. Intellectuals Asia Pacific turning this game around in a matter of seconds. However, if Europe can't do 82 damage in 5 seconds, it's going to go straight to the second set. The lightning comes down, therefore bringing it all the way into overtime. Graveyard push once again, completely undefended. Tower is looking mighty low right now. Fireballs and snowballs and lightnings, oh my. The freeze being the final nail in the coffin, giving Asia Pacific the win in set number 1. Intellectuals Asia Pacific has won the 2v2 set. We will now be moving into the first dual best of 3 set. Duels are just like the Clan Wars duels in that you cannot repeat decks, or cards for that matter. Our referee is going to take special care to make sure that nobody repeats cards in the duel, which means that there may be extra time between games to facilitate that. The stream is up to 6 viewers, so I'm once again going to plug that if you are enjoying my casting so far, feel free to drop a follow, it really helps. And Logic has announced the Set 2 lineups. Set 2, 1v1 Duel Best of 3. Lineup, Spring vs Level 1 God. Subs, Clown, Act, Burn. There are no bans, and there are to be no card repeats. Asia Pacific being your home team once again, will have 2 minutes to request the match. And it looks like Spring will be Asia Pacific's representative in this set. Intellectuals Asia Pacific only needs to win 2 more sets to be crowned this season's Pegasus Cup Grand Champions. Intellectuals EU has to win 3. AC will be subbed in for Spring. Excuse me, AC will be subbed in for Level 1 God. I'm sorry, I'm new to this. Logic has accepted the sub, meaning that the matchup will officially be Spring versus AC instead of Spring versus Level 1 God. The sub was pre-declared, meaning that it is valid. 2 minutes to accept. And the match is on. I actually spectated on time this time. Woohoo! Spring for Intellectuals Asia Pacific versus Axlon for Intellectuals Europe. Act starts with a Goblin Hut. Spring starts with a Miner. Miner's defended with a Mega Minion, got some slight ship damage. Goblin Hut is arrowed for some ship damage. Mega Minion is approaching the tower. Something needs to be done or else it will get one hit on the tower. And in the long run, chip damage like that can be the difference between winning and losing. Despite that, however, Spring has chosen to ignore it. Cannon Cart coming down the right-hand lane for Act. Will Spring defend? Miner comes down to tank for the Cannon Cart, however, Skeleton Dragons come out for the Cannon Cart. However, due to the recent Cannon Cart buff, the Cannon Cart will get a few extra shots on that tower, bringing it all the way down to 708. Defensive Poison for Axlon takes out that Lava Steli Drag push in record time. Axlon's tower stays at a steady 1586 on the left-hand side, 1725 on the right. Meanwhile, Spring's tower is at 708 on the right-hand side, 2266 on the left. That Goblin Hut is doing some major chip damage to Spring's right-hand tower. Now it is down to 440 and counting. The 3 Spear Goblins coming out of the hut may be the nail in the coffin for the tower if not dealt with. Down to 306 now. Spring is officially in the danger zone, and that tower goes down to Spear Goblins. How humiliating. Defensive Poison once again doing a good job taking care of those pups. That balloon also goes down before it can reach a tower, putting Spring in a very precarious situation right now. Spring is in major danger and needs to take out at least one tower in the next 45 seconds, or else Axlon for Intellectuals Europe will get the first point in this 1v1 duels best of 3 set. Balloon coming in for Spring. Something needs to get done here. Defensive Goblin Hut. Balloon takes out the Goblin Hut. The Goblins take out the Balloon in revenge. 20 seconds. Something needs to get done in 20 seconds or else Axlon will take the point. Miner coming in to defend. Spring must be getting pretty desperate here. 10 seconds. Desperation Balloon. It won't reach in time. Even without the E-Wizard, it wouldn't have done enough. 3 seconds, and it looks like Intellectuals Europe will take point number 1 in this duel's best of 3 set. Sorry for banging the mic. That must have sucked for your ears. Intellectuals Asia Pacific now has 2 minutes to request the next game. I will check the match channel. Nothing of value has been added. Just some internal drama regarding the matchup tonight, which I admit is kind of anticlimactic. However, the bracket was fair, and this is just a natural result. Just a reminder, if you want to increase the prize pool last second for our 2 teams, all you gotta do is go to bit.ly/ptcprize and do some free sponsor quests to add to the prize pool completely free of charge. Again, once Logit's message says 1 minute ago, the official 1 minute countdown will begin. Just a reminder that refs do need to count down at least from 10 in order for free wins to be given regarding waiting too long to accept. Okay, 60 seconds. Logic is doing a good job of counting. So at 11:28 and 47 seconds, there will be a free win awarded to Intellectuals Asia Pacific. "40 seconds remaining." Just like that, the match started. Some lag on my end prevented me from seeing that the match already started. However, no cards have been played yet, so I'm fine. Epsilon comes in with the Hog Rider. Spring's best defense is Zappies. Zappies are not a great defense, allowing the Hog to get 2 hits on the tower. And the tower can take care of those Zappies just fine. The Ice Spirit just made sure that absolutely 0 damage gets done. Royal Recruits are coming in for Spring, just to, serve as a counter push. Something needs to be done about those recruits, and something is being done in the form of a Valkyrie in the center to pull all 6 recruits into the center. Another Hog Rider comes in for Epsilon, a defensive fireball takes it out. Epsilon is very up on Elixir, up by at least 3. And I'm sure Epsilon will use this to his full advantage. Spring does the smart thing and uses Mother Witch to activate the King Tower with the Firecracker. Skeletons in the back just to cycle. Firecracker also in the back, supposedly to cycle. Here comes the Hog Rider. Goblin Cage to defend, finally a defensive building in play. The Hog Rider does not get a hit this time, putting Spring in a slightly better position. However, Spring has still not dealt an iota of damage in any capacity. Royal Hogs are going to take out that Tesla and get some fragment of chip damage. In fact, that chip damage was so good, Spring is now in the damage lead, with Axlon's right-hand tower being reduced to 2054. However, that Hog Rider is going to change that real quick. Flying Machine's not enough. Hog gets 2 hits on the tower, bringing the left-hand tower for Spring down to 1598. Flying Machine also did some good chip damage, bringing the left-hand tower for Epsilon down to 2036. Valkyrie comes in the center. However, it was placed too early. 2 recruits bypassed her, and therefore Epsilon had to play Tesla. Tesla play was better justified by the Royal Hogs being played. However, Flying Machine locking onto the tower, dealing some insane damage, bringing the right-hand tower all the way down to 806. Goblin Cage coming in to defend. Earthquake coming in to render the Goblin Cage null and void. However, that was still not enough. Hog still got killed without dealing a single iota of damage in any capacity. Fireball coming down, getting some good value, taking out the Firecracker and the Tesla. Page getting some chip damage. Valkyrie taking out the recruits. Here comes another Hog. Zappies this time are the defensive choice. Here comes an Earthquake. Hog will get 1 hit plus Earthquake damage, bringing the left-hand tower all the way down to 842. This is going to be a close game over here. It is also set point for Epsilon. 1 more point for Epsilon and he will take the set, bringing the total overall match score to 1-1. Here comes another Hog play. Goblin Cage right at the bridge. Hog goes down before even the cage hits down. Offensive Fireball comes in. Flying Machine doing some good damage on the tower. Could this be it? Not quite. Hog pulling the Goblin Brawler back away from the tower. Last second Valkyrie saving the day. 2 fireballs is all it's going to take for Spring to take this point though. Here's one. Any iota of damage will do it. Here comes the Desperation Earthquake. It's probably going to do 1 Hog. All Spring has to do is cycle to Fireball, and he takes it. Oh, I see. Epsilon's not even bothering with Hog. He's going into Earthquake. However, the Fireball was faster than the Earthquake. Spring takes the second point, bringing the score in this set to 1-1. This is going into game number 3. So far, Intellectuals Asia Pacific is in the overall lead. You are putting up a pretty good fight, however. But will it be enough? If Europe can clinch this set, we are going to be looking at a long marathon match ahead of us. However, if Asia Pacific takes this set, they will be sitting pretty for the lead title. There's a lot riding on this 1v1. If Europe gets this, they're in it. It'll be all evened out. And this will be a marathon match. If Asia Pacific gets it, they'll be sitting pretty, having a massive safety net. Gosh, it's fun when a single battle has such an impact. Just going to plug once again that if you enjoy my commentary, make sure to hit that follow button. I'll be doing a lot more commentary in the future. And also, if you want to increase this lead's prize pool last second, go to bit.ly/pgcprize. No monetary contribution is needed to increase the prize pool. At 11:35 and 10 seconds, it looks Europe will get a free win if Asia Pacific does not send a request. Asia Pacific did send a request, so at 11:36 and 25 seconds, Asia Pacific will get the point if nothing is done. However, if Europe accepts the match in time, then it'll be good. And Europe did accept the match in time. So here we are in Game 3. This game is vital for Europe if they want to have a chance at taking this league title. Because if Asia Pacific gets 2 points ahead, the safety net will just be too big, and reverse sweeps rarely happen, if ever, in this league. Especially at this level of competition, being a Tier 3 league this season. However, speaking of Tier 3, not much is public information, but for Season 2, Pegasus Administration is planning on bringing Pegasus up to a Tier 2 league, meaning that there will be stricter regulations on which teams can participate in this league. Talk to Rami if you want a definition of tiers. Tier 3 leagues basically have no experience required, Tier 2 leagues being some experience and notoriety required. Anyway, some skirmishes here and there, but no real damage. Axelon is running with the controversial Giant Witch pick, usually accompanied with Rage, 90% of the time, as well as minions. Spring, however, running with traditional P.E.K.K.A. Bridge spam, it looks like. Spring definitely looks like he has a matchup here, as Axelon arrows the P.E.K.K.A. However, it is foolish to raise the white flag like this quickly. Ram Rider, this isn't P.E.K.K.A. Bridge spam, what kind of sick twisted game is this? Snowball to take out that Starmie. However, that snowball wasn't enough. Dark Prince saves the day, along with that defensive freeze. Axelon is still very much in this, and is actually in the slight damage advantage, as we head to double elixir already. Remember, a lot is riding on this 1v1 battle. Here comes the Giant Witch, and Graveyard. This isn't what I predicted at all. I am a terrible caster. Oh no. Arrows severely weaken the Magic Archer, bring him down to a point where the Witch can just take him out. Inferno Dragon actually pulling through here, taking out an Ewiz. I know, that's an illegal interaction. Here comes a Starmie Dark Prince push. Magic Archer does take out the Starmie. Inferno Dragon does lock onto the tower, but the snowball stops him right in his tracks. I see the play that Axelon was trying to go for here, freezing that I personally do that a lot in my ladder battles in absence of other options, because I run a Graveyard 3 set that just so happens to have Inferno Dragon in it. Anyway, enough of my personal stuff. All you need to know is that Spring is in a slight damage lead going into the first 15 seconds of OT. At this point, first round wins. Defensive Poison coming in to completely hard counter that Graveyard. Spring choosing his decks well, I see. However, Giant does get one punch on that tower. Ewiz hitting the tower that you don't want to see hit. P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A connection. And Spring will take set number 2 for Asia Pacific as well. Now, this is interesting. This means that for Europe to take the league title, they will have to win all 3 remaining sets. However, if Asia Pacific wins just one more set, Asia Pacific will be crowned the Season 1 Pegasus Cup Grand Champions. So let's see this. This is going to be a 3v3 King of the Hill set. We're just waiting for Logic to copy-paste the info dump for me to read out. Let me read this out. 3v3 King of the Hill, cough. Lineup. Japanese name I can't pronounce. Takuno_CR and Never versus Level 1 God, JJK, and Burn. Subs. Let's see, Mako. I'll just call him Sparkles. And AB23 for Europe, Act and Clown. No bans. It looks like there will be a conflict with the chat silence rule by Level putting out the King Thumbs Up emote. However, that looks like it'll be overlooked this time. AB23 just reminding one of his players that Drill is globally banned for the remainder of Pegasus Cup Season 1. In Pegasus Cup Season 2, Drill will likely be permitted for use, barring community outrage. I think the logic going into this is that if Drill is prohibited for the July CRL, it should be prohibited for July Pegasus events too. Anyway, here we go. Game number 1 in 3v3 King of the Hill. First to 3 points wins. For Asia Pacific, a mostly undefended Hog Rider comes in Bar Barrel Mega Minion to counter. However, not before the tower reaches 1742. Not a good look. Yep, Level 1 God did the right thing, put the cage in dead center, that way King could be activated. Level 1 God also did a very good thing and played Mother Witch to convert all of those skeletons into damage-dealing piggies. Looks like, and also despite that Tesla, it looks like Royal Giant will get one shot on that tower for Level 1 God. Level 1 God, despite the rocky start with the Hog Rider defense, is looking like a strong contender in this King of the Hill set. Will either of them sweep? Not likely. But whoever wins first will create a safety net, and safety nets are huge. Looks like Level 1 God is managing his elixir far better than the guy I can't pronounce though. So that's good. And forgive me if this isn't actually Level 1 God. I'm just assuming based on level and then a bunch of Japanese characters. Anywho, Dark Prince coming in behind the Royal Giant to help against that Valkyrie skeletons. However, the Tesla compounded with the Valkyrie will take out that Inferno. Oh no! The cage was placed one tile too low, therefore failing to defend the hog. That's a major setback for level, especially as the Asia Pacific representative has Earthquake at their disposal. Looks like Asia Pacific will be primed to take game number 1 of the King of the Hill set. It's looking more and more likely that Asia Pacific will just have a full sweep of the match, which is quite an anticlimax, but hey, whatever. Hog Rider does take the tower alongside that Earthquake. Not enough damage can even theoretically be done in the next 5 seconds. Therefore, it looks like Asia Pacific will take game number 1 of our King of the Hill set. This is a major setback for Europe alongside the other major setbacks that have already occurred. Asia Pacific now has 2 minutes to request. Allow me to also take a little look-see at this Discord stuff. Asia Pacific has a short amount of time to request their game number 2. It will be the same person that played game number 1, however, Europe has to choose a different person from their lineup for game number 2, as is the rules of King of the Hill. "60 seconds remaining. Logic has this under wraps this time. Alright, here comes the request. 2 minutes for Intellectuals Europe to reply. JJK versus the APAC person I cannot pronounce. I'm so sorry. I can't read Japanese characters. Dark Prince played just in time to counter that miner, 100%. JJK off to a good start. Dark Prince coming down, some counter push potential. Skeletons plus Spear Goblins are enough to defend. Giant Snowball against that Magic Archer. That was actually a really good play by our Asia Pacific player that I cannot pronounce. That is a very good play. Snowballing the Magic Archer such that the Spear Goblins take him out. That's a play that you don't see very often unless you're in actual high-level competition, so the fact that this got pulled off in a Tier 3 league is very impressive. Spear Goblins, once again, showing their versatility, completely hard countering that bandit. Our Asia Pacific player is really just asserting their complete mastery over the card that is Spear Goblins. However, Magic Archer getting some geometry chip damage through the miner, getting some damage, putting JJK into the damage advantage. It looks like this will be a very close game based on both players' mastery of the cards that they have opted to play with. Royal Delivery coming down to counter that cannon cart. However, with just a sliver of health, cannon cart is here to stay, getting some value before it goes down by taking out those Spear Gobs. Here comes a half-health miner coming down. It probably won't do too much at all. Nope, nothing. We are now moving into double elixir time with a Dark Prince charging down the right-hand lane. Defensive Dark Prince to respond, with Skeletons serving to stop the charge before it gets there. Our Asia Pacific player going with a Loon play, however, the Inferno Dragon from JJK will hard counter. There is a nice counter push coming down, Inferno and Bandit. However, there is a Tesla on the field to stop most of that. Here comes a Ram Rider 2. However, with the Royal Delivery. Oh shoot, that was a clutch snowball. Otherwise, JJK would have gotten that damage. Comes a Magic Archer. Don't know what that's gonna do, but we'll see. Cannon Cart in the back as well. Trying to build up a nice push. Oh, Magic Archer did some chip damage on that tower. Still, our Asia Pacific player does have a tiny damage advantage by 20 health. However, 20 health can make the difference at times. Ram Rider to completely stop the balloon in its tracks. Good play. However, there are too many troops on the field for her to stay focused. That fireball is going to do something. However, it won't be enough. Balloon will connect. Oh shoot, there's a Inferno Dragon on the right-hand side. Bandit also taking that tower down very low. Bandit on the left-hand side also having a go. Our right-hand tower is now down to 339 on the Asia-Pacific side. 613 on the left-hand Asia-Pacific side. JJK really just coming out with the clutch plays. I believe it's like, what? 173, 40. Yeah, 2 fireballs is enough to win the game for JJK. And bring the ball back in Europe's court. Here comes one of 2 fireballs. Fireball does approximately 170 damage at tournament standards, so all JJK needs to do is just cycle to another fireball, but most importantly, defend that balloon play. See, that was a good idea by JJK, fireballing that balloon first, just in case, you know, I overestimated the fireball damage. Here comes another loon. Comes a snowball, however, the snowball was not quick enough. It looks like JJK putting on dual lane pressure here, taking out that Tesla with ease, making that Ram Rider a concern, charging onto the tower. And it looks like JJK will take back the point for Europe. We are now 1-1 in this King of the Hill set. Judging by not in chat, it looks like JJK is quite a decent player. Could they possibly be Intellectuals Europe's ace? Let's find out. Alright, RC is subbing in another APAC player that I cannot pronounce, so I'll just call them our APAC player number 2. I apologize. Next time I'm going to go ahead and ask for romanized versions of Japanese names in Latin characters, that way I can actually pronounce. Because I can only read Japanese names if they're spelled out in Romanji. I apologize. 2 minutes for Europe to accept. JJK will be playing against this new player. And remember, King of the Hill is first to 3 points. The challenge has been rescinded from Asia Pacific's player. And resent. And rescinded again. I sense a common theme going on here. Intellectuals manager wants to sub a player mid-cough. I don't see why not. APAC just did it. It looks like this game is being put on hold until AB23's question is answered, so please stand by. Yeah, RCS just did it, so of course AB23 can also do it. Just a reminder that if you are subbing in players, you have to declare who the sub is and then use them. And you also have to declare them in the lineup prior to the start of the set. It looks like both teams did do the proper declarations prior to the set, so that's not much of a concern here. AB, the manager himself, is subbing in for JJK. AB will now act for JJK for the remainder of the set. Game 3 will be between the APAC player that I cannot pronounce and AB23 himself, also known in our Discord server as Bungalow. However, you may be asking yourself, isn't he an admin? Well, my friend, that is not a concern. You see, regular admins can be team managers, however, the people above them, head managers, cannot represent a team in any official capacity in the league, as far as the league is concerned. And you know how head admins have ultimate authority, so yeah, conflict of interest should not be an issue. Just clearing that up before people start causing drama. Anyway, our Asia-Pacific player is currently in a massive lead against AB23 on both towers due to our Asian Pacific players' uncanny ability to use minor to tank for things, a rather elementary concept in minor decks. However, AB23 finally using that ability for himself, defending against a Dark Prince push. Here comes a Lava Hound going down the right-hand lane. Will not be pulled by the Tesla, however the Tesla will be damaging it. Here comes the Balloon, a little late. There will be no more Lava Hound to tank for it, and the Rocket will just completely eliminate it. However, Skeleton Dragons will do some chip damage to the tower, bringing it down to 1455. However, it looks like our Asia Pacific player still has the damage advantage ever so slightly. "60 seconds remain in game number 3 of King of the Hill. No matter how this game goes, there's still going to be at least one more game in the set. Defensive Barbarians coming down for AB23 just to provide some defense. Here comes a Miner to pull that Dark Prince well away. Royal Delivery coming just to stop those pups in their tracks before they even have a chance to fully exist. Here comes a Miner. Miner chip is starting to become a major concern. If AB23, I'm sorry, my cursor was in the way. If AB23 doesn't start doing something about that Miner chip soon, we are going to have serious problems. Comes Miner in the back again, aka all reliable at this point. Due to AB23's failure to acknowledge the Miner, it was brought down into rocket range and taken out, giving Intellectuals Asia Pacific the 3rd point in this set. Now remember, this set is first to 3 points, meaning that Asia Pacific still needs to win one more game in order to win the set. However, I do now have to declare that this is match point Intellectuals APAC. I repeat, match point Intellectuals Asia Pacific. Match point. If Intellectuals Asia Pacific gets this point, they will be crowned your Season 1 Pegasus Cup Grand Champions. However, if Europe can get 2 points in a row, this match will be extended. I'm going to repeat this one more time. Match point intellectuals APAC. And once again, if you are enjoying my commentary, feel free to hit that follow button. It really helps the channel. Also, thank you all for following me thus far. I don't have the alert box enabled on this official stream. But thank you to Cement, as well as... I wish Streamlabs would let me scroll more precision. As well as Porky and Noct. Intellectuals Europe is subbing in Clown. They did not wait for Logic to accept the sub, however, they're just gonna go ahead and play it. So it is up to Logic after this game whether the results will be accepted or if they had to wait. Chances are this game's results will be accepted, no problem, as they were already a declared sub. So we should be just fine. Our Asia Pacific player masterfully, I wouldn't say masterfully, that was a lot of elixir for a 4 elixir Dark Prince. Here comes the Fireball to take out the Mother Witch, however, that didn't stop the Mega Minion from becoming a pig and getting some chip damage on the left-hand tower. And one thing that most people fail to consider in semi-pro and even pro matches is that tiny chip damage matters. It could be the difference between a huge W and a massive L. So chip damage does matter, prevent it whenever you can. Unless you have a plan to trade Life Force for Elixir. Don't needlessly take damage. If you're leaking and taking damage, stop it. That's my caster's tip of the day. Musketeer is prevented from getting a shot on Clown's tower, which is actually pretty big because Musketeer does a pretty decent chunk of damage per shot. Comes a Mega Minion. The skeletons will deal with the Mega Minion, but that log, the Mega Minion will get some chip damage on that tower. One swipe, bring it down to 2204, bringing Clown into the damage advantage at by like 60 health, 62 to be exact. Which, if the match ended right now, would be huge. Here comes a Graveyard player from our Asia Pacific player, Mother Witch in the back. However, that Fireball was completely useless and did absolutely nothing. That Mother Witch still lives and will proceed to get tons of value. Royal Giant in the other lane. Now our APAC player will need to choose which lane to prioritize. They chose to accept the Royal Giant damage, mitigating it however possible with the use of Snowball to apply that slowness debuff. However, Clown is now just increasing their damage advantage, bringing our APAC players' right-hand tower all the way down to 1452. Fireball value coming in clutch. Here comes the Graveyard once again. Mother Witch in a fireballable position this time. That's different from the last defensive Mother Witch. However, it looks like our APAC player is not capitalizing on that. Instead, allowing those hogs to be mass-produced in a factory-like setting with the help of that skeleton army, bringing that low tower even lower. That Musketeer is also going to suddenly become a pig. The pig is being tanked for by the Mother Witch, dealing some huge damage to that tower, bringing it all the way down to 548. Here comes the Fisherman pulling the Valkyrie in. That Valkyrie still tanked for that one skeleton, getting some good chip damage on Clown's left-hand tower. Big defense slash counter push coming in from Clown. Another Fireball to take out that Musketeer and chip that tower even lower, all the way down to 304. Our APAC player is running out of options. Here comes the Mother Witch in a fireballable position. That's not good. However, the Dark Prince is there to tank for the tower and take out the skeletons. It looks like Fireball being used as the main source of damage. Here comes another graveyard. Clown has to quickly cycle to a Fireball if he wants to close out this game and take this point. And here comes a Fireball, and Clown will take game number 4 and will get another point for Europe. Europe is just hanging in there on the brink of oblivion. Still holding on strong. It is now a 2-2 situation in our King of the Hill set, bringing us to our final game in this set and possibly the evening. Here we go. So, I have two obligatory declarations to make. Match point for Intellectuals Asia Pacific, set point Intellectuals Europe. If Intellectuals Europe takes this next point, Intellectuals Europe will move on to the second duel set, and the match will continue. However, if Intellectuals Asia Pacific takes this point, then this match will end, and Intellectuals Asia Pacific will become your Pegasus Cup Season 1 Grand Champions. It all comes down to this battle, this one game between Never and Clown. Finally, a name I can pronounce. I'm so happy. Here we go. The deciding match, the deciding game. The deciding point of whether this match will continue or end. Never immediately going with the Lava Hound in the back. First player, Clown responding in kind with an Inferno Dragon. A bit early, if I do say so myself, allows plenty of time for stun cards to be brought out, and or a rocket. Here comes the E-Giant straight away for Clown. That is a big boy play. Bomber coming in to take out that Goblin Cage. Looks like that E-Giant will get some damage. However, that Lava Hound was perfectly defended. Not a single iota of damage. That E-Giant doing work, bringing Never's Tower all the way down to 1898, only in the span of 1 minute. This game looks like it's going to be a good one between two evenly matched decks. Here we go. It all comes down to how each player uses their deck. My music got auto pause, so I'm just gonna continue it. Here we go. One minute and 40 seconds remaining in the match. Inferno Dragon coming down for Never. It looks like a Lava Hound will come out in front of it, except it actually won't. Instead, a Baby Dragon will be played in the back. It'll be Inferno versus Inferno, except no it won't. Here comes the E-Giant to completely cancel that Inferno Dragon as if we're on Twitter. Goblin Bruiser getting one punch. Here comes an undefended Baby Dragon on the tower. Here comes a Bomber to help take out that Goblin Cage. However, that Goblin Bruiser will damage that E-Giant. However, not enough. The tower is still hurting itself with the help of E-Giant. Here comes a Defensive Miner to distract that stinking Inferno Dragon. However, the Dark Prince hits the left-hand tower, brings it all the way down. We don't know how low it'll go yet. 250. That is 2 fireballs away from oblivion, 1 rocket away from oblivion, a miner away from oblivion. Clown is in a very good position to take this King of the Hill set, barring any last-second unfortunate events. Here comes the Tornado to bring the Inferno Dragon into the E-Giant. Here comes the Lightning to take out all defenses. E-Giant currently helping the tower hurt itself. Never giving up by activating the King Tower with his Fireball. Never just giving up hope here. I'm going to refrain from editing the scoreboard until the match officially ends, because otherwise it'll just be poor practice. Bomber taking the second tower. Will it be a 3-crown though? It will be a 3-crown. Clown completely 3-crowned Never, giving the King of the Hill set to Intellectuals Europe, opening a window of opportunity for Intellectuals Europe to begin the process of earning a reverse sweep. The match continues. We are Intellectuals Asia Pacific is still winning 2-1 and has a massive safety blanket. However, if Intellectuals Europe wins this set, then that safety blanket will disappear. Never rage quitting out of the match clan. Set 4, 1v1 duo best of 3. Lineup, person I can't pronounce versus Jasper. Ooh, this'll be a good one. Subs, Takuno and Mako for APAC, JJK, Clown, and Act for Europe. No bans, no card repeats. Here we go, traditional duel set. 7 viewers in our stream. Awesome. Here's a reminder that if you enjoy my commentary, make sure to hit that follow button. It helps me out a ton. And also, if you want to increase the size of our league prize pool, simply go to bit.ly/pgcprize. APAC has 2 minutes to request a match. Thank you to GamesESaver for following the channel. Thank you for your continued support of my casting endeavors. Just a reminder, since this stream has gone on for a while and people have just been tuning in, I'm also recording an exact VOD of this livestream and will make it available on my YouTube channel. The link to the VOD will be announced on the Pegasus Cup Discord server. Intellectuals Asia Pacific's player has requested the match. Europe has 2 minutes to accept. Intellectuals Europe is subbing in Act for this set. It is up to Logic to accept. The sub is accepted. Where did the match go? Are they playing right now, or like... No, the challenge just got rescinded. Logic is instructing Intellectuals Asia Pacific to re-request. The 2-minute timer. They're playing. Where? There's no eyeball icons. Did the game just attempt to screw me out of casting? It looks like we are currently experiencing some Clash Royale related technical difficulties. What in the Hades is this? I'm going to try and relaunch the game. So, just give me a second. I'm going to relaunch the game to see if that fixes it. Which means you will experience a temporary disruption. Yes, that's what I'm doing. You will experience a temporary disruption in the stream overlay working. And I need to re-enable streaming mode and all that jazz. Here we go, and now it looks like we are playing. I apologize that those technical difficulties have interrupted my ability to cast, but I will try to cast the remainder of this game. It looks like Axelon is in a major lead. However, Mortar Piggy's push is doing some serious work. Barbarians attempting to defend. One more mortar shell, and that should be game. Nope, 37 health. Miner on the tower. Tanking for Barbarians, too. Last second cannon cart. Okay. Ooh, okay. The Earthquake is definitely going to let our Asia Pacific player take the game, however. Minor was not fast enough, and it looks like Intellectuals Asia Pacific will take the first point in this dual best of 3 set. Once again, it looks like Europe is in a precarious position. Match point, Intellectuals Asia Pacific once again. Europe will need to take the next 2 points in order to take the match. However, if Intellectuals Asia Pacific wins this point, then they will be crowned the Season 1 Pegasus Cup Grand Champions. Let's hope we don't have any more technical difficulties this evening. And also, thank you chat for suggesting that I reboot the game. It looks like this will be your last chance to try and increase the prize pool for tonight if you want to by going to bit.ly/pgcprize, because at the conclusion of this match, the prize pool will be set in stone. 60 seconds for Asia Pacific to request. Looks like Asia Pacific is still not requesting. This means that a free win... Oh, there you go. At the last possible second, and Athlon immediately accepting. Yay, I was able to spectate this time. Woohoo, no more glitches. So, once again, I will need to attach a match point. Intellectuals Asia Pacific alert to this particular point. Match point. Here comes a Dark Prince in the back for Athlon. Dark Prince for his opponent as well. Dark Prince on Dark Prince action. Looks like Asia Pacific's Dark Prince will win based on tower involvement. Here comes a Firecracker. Instead of going for the chain activation, Athlon is just saying, nope, I'm fireballing that. I don't want to see your Firecracker anywhere near my towers. A valid play, mind you, but still a negative elixir trade. Athlon is leaking. Athlon converted that Ice Spirit into a Piggy, therefore giving Athlon a very minor damage lead, bringing our APAC player down to 24-46. This time, Athlon did opt to activate King Tower using Dark Prince. A very interesting match for sure. So far, some very interesting niche stacks on both sides of the arena. It looks like Athlon's running a very niche P.E.K.K.A deck. Hold on. May I help you? Please pardon that parental interruption. Athlon's P.E.K.K.A is being taken on a field trip right now all over the arena. And it looks like Athlon is at a major disadvantage due to the RG. Which means there is all likelihood that Intellectuals APAC will become your Pegasus Cup Season 1 Grand Champions, especially with that Tesla play. Oh wait, Bandit on the tower. Bandit doing some major damage, bringing Athlon back in the damage lead. Dark Prince charge. Okay, sit 74. However, RGs are very powerful. Bandit dash again, dashes straight through the log, bringing Intellectuals Europe back in it. Looks like Atsalon will take this point in regulation. Intellectuals, Asia Pacific, very embarrassed, obviously. Europe will get the second point. It is now 1-1 in the dual set. It is now match point, Intellectuals, Asia Pacific, set point, Intellectuals, Europe. So, this stream may potentially almost be over, so I just have to say thank you all for coming out tonight. It really is a pleasure casting for you, and I look forward to casting for you in the future. However, I will be very embarrassed if Intellectuals APAC chokes and we move on to the 1v1 set. And I will still be casting for you for another 20-30 minutes. It's not a finals match without lasting heckin' forever. The anticlimax is gone. This match is actually interesting now. So if Intellectuals Asia Pacific wins this point, they will be crowned your champions. If Intellectuals Europe wins the set, then all safety blankets will be gone, and we'll move on to the final tiebreaker 1v1 best of 5 set. 60 seconds for APAC to request. They did request on time. Europe now has 2 minutes to accept. And I just wanted to remind you, if you're just tuning in, that I did run a Twitter poll on Monday asking... Yes! Yes, I know. I'm almost done. Thank you. Parental interruption once again. Boy, would it be unfortunate if Europe choked by not accepting. I am now looking at my clock. "60 seconds. So I'm just gonna go based on my time zone now. At 6:21 and 40 seconds, APAC would be crowned your champion if the match isn't accepted. Intellectuals Europe calls their designated 5-minute timeout. Match will resume in 5 minutes. Good, that means I get to take a heckin' break. Thank God. back in time. Oh, thank God. Alright. It looks like the timeout is just concluding. During the timeout, I completely left the casting room and hastily chowed down on dinner. Apparently I'm a speed eater when the Call of Duty arises. I'm going to regret that later. So APAC now has 2 minutes to request their match. What? And sorry again for the parental interruption, just informing me that there was leftovers of the dinner that I hastily chowed down on, and I only missed the first 10 seconds of the match. Haha. Good caster. So once again, this is a very pivotal point. If Intellectuals Asia Pacific gets this point, they win. And will be your grand champions. If Axelon gets this point, we move on to the 1v1 set. God, I wish this was earlier in the day. Sheesh. It's late for everyone. Ooh, an E-Dragon to cancel that Inferno Dragon. Lightning spell completely renders that useless, however. God, I didn't know that lightning completely wiped out E-Drag. Huh. Fisherman to activate Chain with Magic Archer. Very smart. Very smart play by Intellectuals Asia Pacific. Bomber by Atsalon. Completely wiped out by arrows. Here comes the E-Giant play that Atsalon is so famous for. He do be walking though. Atsalon does have a response. APAC does have a response in that of the Goblin Cage. However, the Prince goes completely unopposed and gets massive damage on that right-hand tower. How will APAC respond? With a Tombstone, obviously, and a Magic Archer. Arrows to take out said Magic Archer, NATO to wipe out the Fisherman, and prevent more E-Drag damage. Atsalon is still in the damage lead by about 300 hit points. Here comes the E-Giant. The almighty E-Giant. The Bomber to distract the Fisherman. That's a smart move. Magic Archer to defend against the pups. Not too effective. That Inferno Dragon coming out in the emergency situation of there being a flying machine on the tower. Goblin Bruiser punches the tower, putting APAC back in the damaged lead ever so slightly. E-Dragon getting huge value. Fisherman completely countering this E-Giant. Here comes the lightning. This looks pretty pivotal to me. Atsalon needs to put out one big desperation push if he wants to survive. Mother Witch comes out as the last card in APAC's deck. Very interesting choice. Comes the Fisherman for the Prince. Now's the time to play the E-Giant. If there was any time, this is it. at the bridge. He needs to do this now, or else it's GG WP. Looks like Atslon finally puts the E-Giant down, but Fisherman and Cage are now back in cycle. Needs to use lightning if he wants to have any chance. He needs to lightning this now. Didn't lightning fast enough. The E-Giant does not finish the match. The Miner might though. Hastily being tornadoed to the King Tower. Atslon's gonna need to get faster at that if he wants to survive. Will the Prince connect? Not quite. Will this Prince connect? No, he will not. Here comes the Miner. Here comes the Bomber to block. Is that... will arrows do it? Comes the Fisherman to completely cock block this man. Comes the Tombstone. Not in the right place though. Arrows is gonna do it. And Intellectuals Asia Pacific will be your Pegasus Cup Season 1 Grand Champions. To all the viewers, thank you for watching. To all the players, thank you for playing. And to all the managers, both of you will be contacted soon to discuss payout options. This concludes the Pegasus Cup Grand Finals. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to follow, so that you won't miss a future stream. And with that, after an hour and a half of constant casting, will be signing off for tonight. Thank you all, and good evening. We will now discuss payout options on Discord. This concludes the stream and recording.